John the 23rd. Angelo Roncalli was born November 25th, 1881, at Soto il Monte, near Bergamo, in northern Italy. His parents were small farmers, and in a large family, Angelo learned to give and take, which later made him so excellent a diplomat. After work in the fields, Angelo studied for the priesthood at the seminary in Bergamo. He won a scholarship to the Pontifical Seminary at Rome. Ordained in 1904, he said his first Mass in St. Peter's. Young Father Roncalli returned to his diocese as secretary to Bishop Redini Tedeschi and professor of church history and apologetics at Bergamo Seminary. Somehow, he found time to work for a diocesan organization of Catholic women and for a residence hall for students. World War I interrupted this busy life. Father Roncalli became Sergeant Roncalli of the Medical Corps and later Lieutenant Roncalli of the Chaplains Corps. When the guns fell silent, Roncalli returned to his old life, but not for long. Benedict XV called him to Rome to work for the important Congregation for the Propagation of the Faith. In 1925, Pius XI made him an archbishop and appointed him apostolic visitor to Bulgaria. 10 years later, as apostolic delegation to Greece and Turkey, Roncalli moved on to Istanbul. There he spent most of World War II, and in that neutral city, so rife with suspicion and intrigue, Roncalli managed to get along with everybody. He did what he could to help the Greeks suffering from famine and occupation, and to assure the Turks of his affection. These years in the Near East afforded him many contacts with members of the separated Eastern churches, contacts which fanned the flames of his desire to heal the sad breach between so many Eastern Catholics and the See of Peter. His success in Istanbul led Pius XII to send Roncalli as nuncio to France, a France seething with passions aroused by the disasters and heroisms of the war. Taking up his post in Paris early in 1945, Roncalli, by delicate tact and warm sympathy, managed to minimize difficulties between outraged Gaullists and nervous Vichyites, a task to appall the suavest of diplomats. He also displayed his grasp of the need for international understanding by his friendly attitude as unofficial observer at UNESCO. His ability to make friends and win respect for the Church was shown in a striking way in 1953, when Pius XII made him a cardinal. He received the red hat from his good friend President Auriol, a socialist. Shortly after, Cardinal Roncalli was made Patriarch of Venice. He proved himself to be a people's patriarch, always accessible. Vigorous yet kindly, he led his flock in the path of Christian virtue. Such was the man the cardinals elected Pope on October 28, 1958. John the 23rd, as he chose to be called, soon showed himself to be an energetic man with far-reaching plans. On January 25, 1959, he announced plans for a general or ecumenical council, which would be called the Second Vatican Council. He opened it on October 11, 1962. By then, he knew of his own fatal illness. His death on June 3, 1963, followed a long agony. It evoked an astonishing wave of sympathy from all quarters, which was a response to his exceptionally warm and outgoing personality. John the 23rd, 259th Pope. Christ our King, thy kingdom come.